Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, back in Amon. It's a lovely morning, the music is great, once again. It's to be expected at this point. I know, but yeah, just look at where we are, how beautiful everything looks once again, and yeah, the music is just the icing on the cake, basically. You might remember on the previous episode, we climbed up here to scout the hill of Amon Law for Ramdir. We saw there were some orcs on that hill, and well, we've been doing as well many other tasks for the fellowship that is camped in Parth Galen. So we're gonna go back to them and let them know what we have found so far. In order to do that, however, we might need to take our way across this camp of orcs. There is no way avoiding these guys, so we'll pay twice for interrupting my cool music. Oh, for God's sake. Really? Okay, that was it. Getting back of Amon Hen now. You might have noticed we have some new flashy effects on our skills whenever we fire a skill, or for example these toggles in here. Those are different from what we had on the previous episode. So as of the time of recording, Wildwood update 29 has just hit the live servers, and yes, I know this might be published and go live many months afterwards, but yeah. This is when I'm actually playing this. Having a lot of fun too.
I know you defeated orcs on Amon Hen. You were loud enough.
Hey, do not tell me. I know you defeated orcs on Amon Hen. You were loud enough to tell anyone nearby what you were doing. It is fine though. I am glad you were so loud, for it let me sneak around some more. You were the perfect distraction. I like that in a warden.
Did you see the cage where those orcs are keeping Drafli imprisoned?
Did you see the cage where those orcs are keeping Drafli imprisoned, Beriathan? No, as a matter of fact, I did not. It is further up the hill. Just follow the cliff wall south and east from this position until you see the orc camp. You can follow the large spiked posts, like these two here, until you find it. They lead right to the camp. I have something I want you to give to Drafli. Maedal removed a small wooden figurine from the recesses of her clothing and presented it to you. It is a carving of a heroic figure holding aloft a sword in one hand, wearing a round shield on his other arm. Hand this to him through the bars and speak these words to him. Get it back and you will never know fear again. He will understand the message. Repeat it back to me so I know you have the words just as I told them to you. You speak the words back to her and Maedal smiles. Very good, Beriathan. This figurine and the message will help Drafli through his imprisonment. I am sure of it. Well, hope you're right. Back to your camp, it seems. I was hoping we could go back to Ramdir, let him know what we saw on Amon Hen, but also go back to Kufaron and tell him that we defeated all the sword hounds he wanted us to take care of. But okay. and yes, I know you can deactivate a combat music, but there are some cool pieces of combat music as well. As a matter of fact, Rohan has also some great tunes for combat. It's just that the rest of the legacy is so good that at times at times you just want to keep listening. Oh, take a look at this guy, this face carved in the stone. It's not the best angle, but what we got. So yeah, here are the posts Maedal was telling us about. I have no idea where do they begin, how am I supposed to follow them. What matters now is that I'm here. Christ's sake. Stupid orcs. So here we have Drafli, the dwarf. Don't worry, buddy. We got you covered.
Are you here to get me out of this cage? No? Then what good are you?
Drafli's annoyed expression changes into one puzzled confusion as you pass him the wooden figure that Maedal asked you to give him, and you speak the message she gave. He looks at you in silence, then down at the figure in his hand and back up at you. What in the name of Durin the Deathless am I supposed to do with this? And what is Maedal talking about? I have to get it back? What? Thunderclouds cross his face as Drafli thinks. At last, he seems to come up with something. I think there may have been two of these wooden figures. Maedal wants me to come back with the other one, I suppose? Maybe she's waiting to spring me from this cage until she gets her other carving back? That is probably it. She's a strange one. I have never understood burglars. Play your works on this hill until you find this figure's companion. Bring it back to me when you do. I am ready to be out of this cage. Well, lucky for you. There are so many orcs in here. You're starting to think there is no other figurine.
What? No sign of the other wooden figurine?
What was Maedal talking about? This is horrible. Cut my beard and call me an elf. I will never get out of this cage. Drafli is now more dejected than he was before. He looks at the figurine you still hold, and its heroic pose seems to sink him further into despair. Look at that little hero, Beriathan. He would not let himself be put into this situation. It's useless. Go back and tell Maedal we were not able to get back her other figurine, and I am going to stay in this cage forever. Okay. Back to Maedal it is. So, let us reverse engineer the path to this cage, because for the life of me I have no idea. Once again, how was I supposed to get in here? I always end up taking the path directly to Amonhen and the seat of Thing, but look, we were not far. But for the record, there were some posts showing us the way, but not all the way. So yeah, Maedal, get your act together. Poor Drafli and I are confused, and let's leave it at that. Or was I supposed like to follow this? Yeah, I was supposed to follow this and get to the camp from the other side. Okay, no, in that case it was my bad, Maedal. Forget what I said, but Drafli is still very confused.
Some captain I turned out to be.
You hand the figurine back to Maedal and tell her what transpired. What? Oh, that is not what I wanted at all, Beriathan. He was supposed to look at the heroic figure and remember how important he is to our companions. He was supposed to be reminded of his own heroic deeds. I just wanted him to gain back his confidence. Maedal looks glum. I'm captain I turned out to be. I cannot inspire people the way Hestil does, or even the way that Warden of Minas Ithil seems able to inspire folk. Oh yes, I am a captain at heart. I only began to study the art of burglary recently, but sadly it seems that I am better suited to being a burglar than a captain. Thank you for trying, Beriathan. Perhaps I will redeem myself when we are finally able to free Drafli. I guess this is enough for now. Yeah, I guess you are right, Maedal. Now we are ready to go back to Ramdir and Kufaron. But first, yeah, let me check this path. I cannot believe I did not see this. So, on the previous episode, I was telling you the reasons why I enjoyed this questline very much. The fact that we find another fellowship just like what we did in Photo Hill. I think it was really fun. So yeah, here's the entrance to the camp. My bad. So anyway, yeah, I enjoy it because you get to find other NPCs with the same classes as all the other players. Most of them. I think we were only missing a Runekeeper and of course the Minstrel who died before we got to know them. But for the most part, well, all classes get a representation. In fact, the Minstrel even, it's some kind of representation, I guess. It's kind of funny, but it's kind of a jab at Minstrels. When they told us he died because Minstrels don't know to stay quiet. That was kind of funny and kind of sad at the same time, but yeah, accurate as well. So yeah, all classes are represented in here, and as a warden, I think Ramdir is the one that comes out of it in the best position because, well, Isteron, you see, is kind of out of his mind. Maedal, as a burglar, kind of funny how she tries to stay hidden, but also her captain aspirations. Drafli is captive. Rodwin lost his sword. Well, Kufaron, it's a representation of a hunter, I guess, just like Hestil. I don't remember that much of them, but we have Ramdir, who we are told, one, can hold his own ground, and can hold the ground on his own, is able to inspire his fellows in some way, is able to defend them as well, is worried about them, and well, Ramdir has another awesome moment in store, so not gonna spoil that for you. We're getting there.
It is as I feared then. There are more orcs on Amon Law.
There are more orcs on Amon Law to reinforce the creatures that have already crossed the river. We cannot stay here. I need to convince Hestil that she and her friends need to move again.
I have a request. I want to see the Argonaut.
Before I prevail upon Hestil to get her band of adventurers moving, I have a request, Beriathan. I wish to see the Argonaut. The pillars of the king stand in the cliffs north of here. It would mean a great deal to me to see them. I will meet you in their shadow, Beriathan. and we will speak again. Cool, well, that's not the moment I was talking about. I had forgotten about this one, but this is a cool moment as well. But let us talk to Kufaron first about the Sword Hounds.
You have returned to compare notes with a master hunter.
Sounds good to me, Beriathan. I strode about the east wall and defeated... How many Sword Hounds did you defeat? Kufaron listens as you answers and nods. 6? I see. Well, I defeated 7. It is true that you almost pissed at me. I know it is not a competition, but it is still nice to know the score. These creatures are not natural, that much seems certain. Their evil is evident. They were drawn here by something, but I know not what. We should not stay here. The sooner my friends and I can be gone from this place, the better. But I will of course continue to hunt the deadliest of creatures for as long as we remain in the East Wall, and you should strive to match me in this, if you can.
I saw the Orcs building a barricade. I will bring you there.
Now that these lands are full of orcs and other dangers, Hestil has asked me to find another route through the East Wall. We had planned to keep going north, but that does not seem as safe as it would have been if this land were empty. Instead, it is crawling with orcs, and those unnatural sword hounds are not to be trifled with either. Of course you know that, you fought some of them too. There may be another way through this land, Beriathan. There is a canyon to the west that leads into an area of the Kingdom of Rohan known as the Sutcrops. From a distance, I saw the orcs working to barricade that path. I will go there with you, taking you by secret paths that I alone as a hunter can find. Then, you will defeat some of the orcs at the barricade. That way, if we remain unable to progress north, at least we will have another option available to us. Hestil is sure to be pleased with that possibility, even if it means going into Rohan. Better the horsemen than more orcs. So Kufaron will take us to that barricade. Remember that I told you as well that I remember doing quests around this area at some point where this is it. We'll come in here, defeat a... You have found a barricade directed by the orcs in the canyon to the subcrops. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically all that we need to do. For God's sake. We'll go back to Kufaron. And we jump? Yeah.
I will bring us back to Hestil's camp with my secret hunter knowledge.
Well done, Beriathan. Now, if we must, my band can travel west into the Sutcrops. I know Hestil does not wish to, but there may be no other way. The huge gathering of orcs in the East Wall may require us to deal with the horsemen of Rohan instead. I will bring us back to Hestil's camp with my secret hunter knowledge of the best paths and trails to take throughout this land. I think I may remember the way, if you keep your eyes open and help me look for our footprints. Okay. That was it, basically. So, yeah, this is the reason why I don't remember this area to the Sutcrops as much. You basically go in and out so quickly, and then you don't get back to it ever again, so it's easy to forget it's even there. But once again, that's a nice representation of hunters and how they can port players. And for a time, I have not, well, it's not as prominent today as it was back in the day. At least I have not seen that, but you could see many people requesting for hunter ports. It still happens, but once again, not as often.
Welcome and well met, my friend.
We're gonna go back to Manstic's encampment now, so that way we can talk to Ramdir under the shadow of the Argonath. This will also give us a chance to go back to Corudan. We'll let him know about the elf arrows we found a few episodes ago. And we will also let him know about all the clues we discovered in Parth Galen. think we might be able to complete the east wall today. We're only missing a Ramdir's quest. And this might be the last one before we go and rescue Drafli. And that is the moment that Ramdir gets that it's really awesome, I was telling you about before. But this one in the Shadow of the Argonaut is too, because as I told you once again on the introductory episode to the series, I think the Warden is the class that goes best with the Gondor and well, we can say even Numenor in general, but that might be an overstretch maybe. But the reason why I say this is because Wardens are the class that is most constantly linked to Gondorian and Arnorian heritage. Most of the Warden class quests will have you talk to either a Gondorian or a Dunedain. Your class quests, legendary class quests, are advanced with Aragorn. This with Ramdir as well that I didn't remember. So yeah, there are many reasons why. Many reasons that have led me to believe that yeah, Warden is the class that best fits Gondorians, and more specifically Citadel guards. But we'll keep gathering more evidence of all that as we continue. For a long time, I thought captains were the ones that were intended to be a resemblance of Gondor and Arnor, but it seems at some point captains were rather linked with Rohan, because the visions the captain gets in the Mirror of Galadriel on Volume 2 speaks about the Battle of Helm's Deep, and after that point the captain gets a few class quests in Rohan, so yeah, it seems at some point that focus shifted.
Behold, the Pillars of the Kings. I wish I could explain to you what this means to me.
Don't worry, I get you all more than you know, Randir. It means the same to me. Behold the Pillars of the Kings, Beriathan. I wish I had the words to explain to you what I am feeling, but I simply do not. Isildur, and Arion. It is overwhelming. The Wardens of Minas Ithil have long fought on in the memory of the Tower of the Moon, though it has been lost to the enemy for so many years. It is called Minas Morgul now, and those of us who remember what it once stood for are few. Many of my fellows abandoned the cause because it seemed impossible to go on. They said we toiled for naught. Would they think so if they could stand where I stand now and gaze upon those likenesses of Isildur and Anarion? They are a reminder, Beriathan, that the works of men will last, that the spirit of man cannot be crushed despite adversity and the passage of time. Even the Orcs cannot tear them down, and if they sought to, my heart thinks that men would take the pieces and build them anew. And you're probably right in that regard, Ramdir, but there's also a theme in Tolkien's works that you can rebuild. But you always lose something. Something is lost in the process that cannot be recovered ever again. So yeah, the race of men will prevail, and the race of men will find a way to rebuild whatever they lose. But it would still not be the same. So let us be glad that the Argonauts stand as a testament of the power of men in ages gone by, and they stand as strong and majestic as they have always have. Yeah, they are a long distance away. So that might not let us, of course, see how big they truly are, but just look at this. Even with this perspective, we're just half the size of the Argonauts, so I don't think we're not even as high as tall as the base of the statue that comes out of the water. It's truly a marvel to behold. And Chance Thomas did such an amazing job with the music for this area. God, I don't want to leave. But we gotta continue. Yeah, I totally get your run there. Cannot tell you exactly what I'm feeling when I look at the statues, but it kindles the flame within you.
This is most interesting. Not at all like the arrows used by the Orcs.
Corudan takes the arrow between his fingers and studies it carefully. This is most interesting. Not at all like the arrows used by the Orcs. I would know this craftsmanship anywhere. This arrow was made within the Golden Wood, within Lothlorien. I know whose arrow this is, but I will not speak his name here in the open. He did not lose this arrow for practice, or to test its flight. He fired it at a foe. With the blood on the point, he hit his mark. He sought to defend his companions from orcs, that much is clear. But one thing troubles me. Why did he leave this arrow behind? It is still intact, and could be used again on the road ahead. What spurred him to leave with such haste that he could not collect it? If leave he did. Danger, I do not doubt. But it is a danger he survived, for he is not to be found here in the east wall, is he? So yes, we have, I think, gathered all the clues we could about the company here. We explored Common Hen. We found the dead orc blade, found those arrows, found the blood on the tree. There is an orc, a dying orc who told us everyone was dead, but you can't trust an orc. And we also found the hobbit footprints in Parth Galen. So what now, Corudan?
It is a sad tale you weave.
The burden our mutual friends bear caused some amount of discord among them, and they were splintered. It seems from the signs you read that one or more of them repented of their deeds and sought to repair the divide when the orcs appeared. One halfling stayed clear of the fighting, and it seems another joined him. If they did not cross the river by themselves, I cannot come up with another explanation. The two of them have now left the east wall, heading east. You know the identity of these two, Beriathan. Can it be anyone but the bearer of the great burden and his loyal servant? Only Galadriel can hope to see them now. I am uncertain of the path of the rest of the company, but my own reading of the signs has shown me something that seems fairly clear. 3 of that company have left for Rohan, on foot. I believe they pursue the other 2 halflings of the company.
We should go to Mansig's encampment to speak with Ingild.
Orn and Nona went to the camp Framric spoke of, led by a Rohirrim man named Mansig. His encampment is located on the border of the east wall and the Norcroft. They were going to speak with a man there named Ingild, who claims to have seen something of interest to us. You should speak with this man now and see what he knows. I will come as well. Okay. Yeah, we'll go there, but let us talk to Hestil. We have helped all the members of her company as much as we could, and now we can continue with a rescue plan.
Everyone is happy? That is unusual.
But perhaps now they will be focused enough for us to see to the rescue of our guardian. Oh yeah.
As ready as we are likely to be.
Oh yeah, level 77, 1 class trade point. I don't know what are we gonna get. So let me get back to that later. I suppose we are as prepared as we are likely to be to rescue Drafli, Beriathan. Let me know when you are ready to begin, and we can go over the plan. Let us do it.
Everyone is ready? Very well.
Let us rescue Drafli Broadshield.
I have been in this cage for what seems like days. Are my friends coming to rescue me or not? Should they even bother? They have probably left already.
There is encampment, Beriathan. Do you remember the plan? You and Maedal will creep up to the entrance so you can spy on the activities of the Urux within the walls. Once you have determined that things are as we expected them to be, Rodwen and I will drop into the camp from above while Kufran sows confusion among the Urux with his arrows. I have tasked Ramdir with keeping an eye on Easteran. Our lore master has decided that he wants to study the effect of some plant he found on the Urux, and I am sure Ramdir can keep him from interfering with the plan. It is time, Beriathan. May good fortune shine on all of us, and we will have Drafli Broadshield back with us before the moon is any higher in the night sky. Beriathan is ready, Maedal, if you are. Our part of the plan to free Drafli should be easy, Beriathan. We are to sneak up to the gate and listen to the conversation of the Urux. Listen for anything that would make us need to change our plans. I may not be much of a captain, but I will be the best burglar I can for my friends. Follow me and do not let yourself be seen. This way, stay quiet. Okay, I'm with you. Is that so? It's true. Some of the boys think we might not have the right one. What do you mean? The bosses want halflings, we got a halfling. Is it a halfling though? The boys say it's a dwarf. It's half as tall as we are, isn't it? That's a halfling. Are you sure that's what that means? Ramdir? What's he doing back here? Where is Easteran? Psst! Ramdir! Where is Easteran? What? Get him! Glowers! This way for Glowers! They are flowers and they glow! New plan, Beriathan! You save Drafli from his cage, we will rescue Easteran from his own folly. Oh my god, this keeps getting better and better. So the Orcs got a halfling. Technically, they are right, but they are also totally wrong. And now Easteran running around with the Glowers. You know what, Easteran? I will give it to you. That name of Glowers is growing on me right now. Especially given the occasion. So yeah, you are a visionary, man. Don't bother, Beriathan. There is no point in setting me free. Okay, you are wrong. It is no use, Beriathan. My friends are better off without me. I am no use as a guardian. Look at me. I'm stuck in this cage, depending on someone else to free me. That is not the way of a dwarf. You tell Drafli that his friends are endangered and need his help. What can I do? I am stuck here in this cage. What can I do? I have to get out of here. My friend needs me. Finally, you snap together. Yes, did you see that? No cage can contain Drafli Broadshield. I am ready to fight once more, Beriathan. I am a dwarf, I am a guardian, and I am free. Now let us go save my friends. Follow me, Beriathan. Not a number. I'm a free dwarf. Drafli, it is good to have you back. That's Rodwen, yeah. Dual will gives it away. Well, yeah, for a guardian, you are not doing good of a job at holding aggro from me. Well, but I take that. I have hunted much deadlier fords than you. Up the hill, Drafli, Easter needs your help. But as I was saying, well, I don't blame you for not holding aggro against me, Drafli. This brings back memories of Wardens and Guardians just put into place for best tank during the Isengard days. Hurry, Drafli, something terrible awaits at the top. So what can it be? There you see it. What's going on here? So this is the Ramdir moment I was telling you about before. Like, look at him standing in front of a Nazgul all by himself. Let us try and wait. I don't feel like using a hope token just to snap this screenshot. But yeah, there you have it. Ramdir defending his friends. The glowers worked tremendously, Beriathan. I cannot believe I took glitter shades so much for granted. All they do is glow. Sometimes that is enough. But they can't help us now, can they? Look at that thing. Stay back, creature of shadow. Yeah, you showed them the Warden way, Ramdir. I could crush you into paste, foolish one. Although in the end, it would cost you dearly, servant of Sauron. Tell me what I want to know, and I will let you live. One of you stood by the stone seat atop this hill. Tell me who it was, and you will be rewarded. We have nothing to say to you. I will speak. You are wise, to obey, dwarf. Disobedient fools. I am Ramdir, a warden of Minas Ithil. Your time is ended, creature of shadow. My time is dawning. My master victory is near at hand. And that was very brave, Ramdir. Up to Ramdir atop Ammon hand. Yeah, just give me a minute to get a cool picture of it. So yeah, of course they did all stand together against the Nazgul, but Ramdir was at the front of it. So I always saw this quest as a way of depth acknowledging how awesome were Wardens at soloing things that they could even try to solo a Nazgul. Maybe not succeed, or maybe succeed, but at least they could give it a try, something that no other class at that time could do. So yeah, for me, this is the depths acknowledging that. That's why I always enjoy this quest, because it shows you how cool Wardens are. So yeah, thank you for all your service, Ramdir, for keeping our name up high. That was a fortunate gambit, Beriathan. We survived, but I do not dare to call that a triumph. We must leave the east wall as soon as we can, for the Wraith may return when it recovers from the disappointment of which it spoke. We cannot stay here. Let us hurry back to Parth Galen, Beriathan. We do not want to be here when our foe returns. And it's all the company back? Roughly, Isteron. I mean, this would have been a perfect moment to use phasing here and bring Maedal, Eastern, and Drafli and complete a fellowship, but, well, cannot get everything, I guess.
Thank you very much for your help. Now we can...
There were some close moments, Beriathan, but Maedal's plan worked flawlessly. Well, perhaps not flawlessly, but it did what it was supposed to. Drafli is rescued, and now we can resume our journey. Thank you very much for your help, Beriathan. Now we can... Estel looks around. Where did Drafli go? He was here a moment ago, and... Easteron? Easteron, where have you wandered off to now? Estel sighs. And they are off again. It is not easy leading this company, this is for certain. I wonder if Kufaro needs any help running his farm? If Coilin needs any help running his farm? Oh no, what am I saying? Thank you once again, Beriathan. They are my friends, but sometimes I think they have more to fear from themselves than they do from orcs. Good fortune upon your journey. Okay, so that's why the others were not in here.
Thank you very much for your help.
Awesome,
Now we
completed
can-
quests of the East Wall. But I should be... Instead of leveling up tolerance, I should be getting back to my core virtues. So let us do that. Thank you for your help, my friend. Now allow me to give you some advice. If you have thoroughly explored the East Wall, your road now leads elsewhere as does ours. But where should you go? If you have not already explored the world, I have heard that there is a town called Langhold in its northernmost reaches, just south of the border with the Great River. You could travel there and find work to be done, I do not doubt. Or, if you have already explored the world, you might journey next to the Norcross. There is a town called Ethelgale, nestled in the hills in the southeast of that region. Go next to one of those cities if you have no further business in the East Wall. We will see you again when next we see you, Beriathan. Yeah, I don't think we cross these guys again. Not yet, at least. Who knows? Maybe at some point they do show up again. So, Beriathan, the Seeker, 2000 Virtue XP. We leveled up Tolerance, but we are back to our 4-5 Virtues. So we have here Quests of the East Wall. The title. Remember that we also got this letter many episodes ago, and that is a quest that we also need to complete. Title awarded. You have aided several groups of travelers in the East Wall, the Rohirrim at Mansik's encampment, and Hestil's unlikely band of adventurers. And you have sought signs of another group that passed through the East Wall recently. You are best described as a seeker. We have a quest of the Eastern Net here. Looking good. Discover the Falls of Rauros. Oh, I know what we need to do to get that one completed. Let us do that before we go back to Mansik's encampment. That is the only thing we're missing. The North Wall. Rohan awaits. We're gonna get that on our quest log, on our quest tracker. Sorry. Because yeah, our next stop is the wall, but not yet. We need to complete the Explorer deed in the East Wall. This is a fun one. As far as I know, the only way to complete this deed is to die. So if you are running a no die character, this seems like a deed you will not be able to complete. There are some like this, but if you don't mind that, it's really fun, so let us do that. Because, well, we don't have a boat, we will need to swim ourselves, but the only way of discovering the Falls of Rauros we can even take a good picture in here. The Tin Rock. The East Wall, yeah, we need to make quite the swim until we reach the falls. Maybe you can advance part of this path on land? I'm not sure, I always swim from Parth Galen until the falls. So this is where Boromir is sent to by Aragorn, Legolas and Gimli. This is where his boat falls. And, well, it eventually follows the river from the Beacon Hills, the mouths of the End Wash. Here in Tower Corudan, I would say Taladanor. It follows here. Look, the river. And here, Hyrandrus and Osgiliath. Or even on the mouths of the Anduin. In here, by Pelargir. I don't remember exactly where Boromir's body is found, but it made quite a long journey now that I come to think of it. So yeah, now I get why everyone was marveled the bow did not suffer any damage and Boromir's body came intact to the sea. We, however, are not gonna be that lucky. The booming roar of Rauros fills your ears as the Anduin plummets from the east wall in a torrent. Okay, you don't need to die to complete this. This is good to know. So, Beriathan, Watcher, you have gained a Wit. Is level 38. Determination, okay. You don't need to die, but you can if you want to. East Wall Explorer in here, 5 LOTRO points, titled Watcher. You have thoroughly explored the East Wall, stood inside of the mighty Argonaut, and beheld the great tumult of Rauros. You have stood atop Lamonhen and delved deep beneath the land in the tunnels of the Underworld. You are best described as a Watcher. We have here now Explorer of the Eastemnet. 5 LOTRO points. Wit is capped. Now we are working towards determination. But yeah, you can die if you want. Let me show you that. So what was the text? What did the text say again? The booming roar of Rauros fills your ears as the Anduin plummets from the east wall in a torrent. So it does fill your ears, although I gotta say the waterfall in Henet Anun is even louder than this. And there are some places in Minas Morgul too that are a lot louder than Rauros. But this is loud without being annoying, so I do enjoy it very much. Oh, we can't take a nice picture in here, but... Oh, but we can stand... Oh! Kinda weird, because you would expect the force of the waterfall to push you. I don't think in real life there is a way for someone to be able to survive this. But it does give us a chance to take a nice picture as well. Why not? My god, I have no idea you could take such a nice picture in here. And now, Leroy Jenkins, the Fault of Rauros. And of course you cannot survive that fall. We're gonna retreat. We are back in Parth Galen, of course. Kinda a fun way to close today's episode, I guess. We're gonna go back to Parth Galen. We're gonna take the Stable Master and be back at Mantic's camp. And make our way towards the wall. It was really funny, but it's good to know that you can complete that deed without dying. So once again, if you are running a character with a no dying rule, you can still get this completed. Where is Ingel?
A party of Uruk fled from the east wall with an Orcs on foot.
I do not know anything about that downlanding girl, but Horn is one of my people and I trust him. I will tell you what I told him. A party of Uruks has fled from the east wall on foot into the North Rocks. If you go to the ridge west of here, you might be able to look over the plains and see where they went. And where's the ridge exactly? Like that one over there? That one over there? Okay, yeah, here we have. You stand on the ridge that forms the border with the North Rocks. So yeah, indulge me on this one as well, and let me take a couple pictures of this. With the North Rocks on the background, which I think my favorite area in all of Rohan. Both East and West Rohan, I don't think it gets any better than the North Rocks.
Stand on this ridge and look out over the plains of Rohan.
You must see if there is anything to see, Beriathan, yeah?
From here on this ridge, who knows what you might see if you looked?
Let us look then.
From here on this ridge, who knows what you might see if you looked?
You peer out over the plains and see a far-off cloud of dust. Okay.
It is strange to look out over the plains of my home. And no, I am not welcome there.
It is strange to look out over the beloved fields of my home. I know I am not welcome there, Beriathan. It is your duty to follow the rumor of your friends, and it is my desire to help you do it. So I will follow you if you must pass into Rohan. Corudan tells me that the Uruks are likely pursued by an elf, a dwarf, and a man. And though the tracks are faint and hard to read, I trust his instincts and his tracking skill. They would need to be incomparable hunters themselves to catch the Uruks, if they did not depart immediately, and it seems they did not. And we are leaving well after both groups, so heed this warning. We will have no hope of catching up with the Uruks that fled the East Wall without war steeds of our own. We should speak with Mansik about acquiring such steeds.
Horn is an unusual man. I will keep an eye on him for you.
Look at the rolling fields and plains of the Horse Lords. They were meant for my people, but they were taken from us. Known as cows, but then her expression softens. Horn and I hunted for signs of your friends while you were at Parth Galen, Beriathan. He is not like the rest of the Horse Lords. If he wishes to go into Rohan, a land from which he is exiled, I will do so without complaint. See how much he risks for the causes of strangers? He is a most unusual man, Beriathan. I will keep an eye on him for you.
The last time I traveled south, Orcs were gathering on the river bank.
A group of Uruks passed this way. The signs are clear about that much, at least. They trampled grass underfoot and kicked aside stones, with little care for where they placed their booted feet. They were in a hurry and they held captives. 2 halflings whose identities I think we both know, Beriathan. The Uruks are right to worry, for the run took them into Rohan and they are several days ahead of us, and I feel mere hours ahead of their pursuers. For they were pursued by 3 of our mutual friends, I think. But why? Did the Uruks think they had captured something more than captives? We must follow them. If we can lend our aid to the captives or the pursuers, we must do so, but we will need worsteds if we are to have any hope of catching them on the Great Plains of Rohan. Okay, I'm taking a look in here because Was checking if by any chance I was unfortunate enough to fall in here. I think that will mean we'll need to take the same path as Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli into the Northcrofts. Well, from the Northcrofts back into the Eastwall, and I think it's this one over here, but I have not taken that path. I don't think so, but yeah, here is the thing. If you do the Wold before doing this part of the epic, before doing the Eastwall, then this is the road that takes you to the Elthangels. I had not realized that, and it goes to show how well planned and how well designed this world is, so that both roads feel just as natural. Once again, I've always do the epic in the Eastwall first, because I like to stick to the epic more than anything. But if you decide to do it in the inverse order, it works just as well. And once again, I hadn't realized that.
You have urgent business within Rohan?
It is not for me to ask questions. Know that my people are suspicious of outsiders, and you travel with 2. With 3 even. If what Horn says about his exile is to be believed. I like this helm. Hurt helm, agility, vitality, finesse. Agility, vitality, critical rating, and finesse. Okay, I see. What are you doing here? No, I think I'm gonna take this one. The heavy armor does look good. Or do I take this one? Because what I enjoy most about this helmet is the motif in it. God, I'm feeling so tempted to grab it. But I think you can get a copy of it from a barter, so I'm not gonna bother about that right now. I'm gonna take this one.
Some of my men are returning to the Wold. You are welcome to go with them.
The 4 of you will need worsteds if you are to have any hope of making good time in the plains of Rohan. Some of my men are returning to the Wold. You are welcome to go with them if you like. Help my people at Langholt and Hardwick, and you can have the worsteds you need. That's what we are gonna do on the next episode. Join me next time. We will travel to the Wold and finally get our worsteds. I hope you have enjoyed this introduction, sneak peek of sorts to East Rohan. There is much more to come. Thank you for watching today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.